obvious gank, I take it. If there's a super obvious objective or if my team really freaks out about it, I'll take it. But I kind of just am just making myself stronger, pulling the slingshot back and never really
Yeah, that's fine. It's like stretching. What do you call it? It's like a balloon. You gotta slowly blow it up, right? It's like you don't have to go 100 to 0. I'm not saying always start Baron whenever you can. It's just when you see the angle to start it, right? You just gotta actively look for it so you can get more and more comfortable, right?
and I think it's a matter of also like I need to internalize the like thought process.
Yeah, for sure. Just remember, like, right? Baron is the key to ending games, right? It's very rare you can just end the game without Baron, so figuring out how to get it is just going to be like a sort of like a in-game task in your head. Of course, if you're behind, right, then it's about defending. Like, how do you get yourself back in the game while not giving up Baron, right? Yeah, so it's like a similar as last game. We've got a really good early game here. Yeah, this is a very nice gank because Veigar's pushing Ahri to your side, and then you're gonna pincer the Ahri. Very nice.
Veigar, I think, turned out to be really, really, really.
Yeah, so I guess the gank, investing all the ganks gonna pay off here. This is really good. River fight. Only criticism here is you just keep farming, right? You have 2 more camps to go. You don't have ulti, right? There's no point walking out here. Does this work? Okay, my bad. I mean, if you're 100% sure, but like you should be more pessimistic about leaving your camps here, Eric, is basically what I'm trying to get at.
Perfect. Okay, let's talk about this because that's a good like point for me. Is I took that to heart. I am very reluctant to leave my. So like when I look at this person standing,
Yeah,
like when I'm here and I see it wander up toward that bush and they're collapsing from the river, I'm like this. Like we're gonna kill this person for sure, but I guess he came back. Like if it would have
exactly.
left, I wouldn't.
Exactly. Like, what's keeping her here? Like, she already warded. Wait, I guess she didn't actually because she didn't see you, but it looks like she warded. Like, she's clearly in range of warding. Like right now, she's very close to tribal. So I'm not sure what happened there, right? So I agree with that. It's just basically what's keeping them there, right? It's like you can't just leave it up to chance.
Because here's the thing for me, like I would again much rather just do my camps because I can pick up 80 times 3 gold or whatever it is real quick.
Correct.
Versus that. But I guess again it comes down to I'm trying to figure out like how I can get more stuff for my team. I think that was me just experimenting with that thought process.
Yeah, that's all right. As long as you know that that was a opportunity that was sort of based on the enemy's mistake rather than like an opportunity that was pretty much guaranteed based on the circumstance, right? Like there was no minion waves, so there's nothing keeping them there basically. This is really good. Oh, nice key there. Hold on the alt. Yep. Okay. We're going to war. Diego steals your blue buff.
I feel like, and I don't know if this is a skill or this is just the randomness of where I'm, but I feel like my team is hard. It's hard to get them motivated to fight by pinging. But if I leave, they will 100%.
Yeah, I mean, I'm noticing a similar trend for sure. I would say here, like, it's very hard to fight in this area, right? Because there's a tower in front of you, in front of you. If there was no tower in front of you, what's stopping you from just walking up and pressing Q on either of these targets and ulting, right? Nothing. But since there's a tower here, it's very awkward, right? So I would say this is where neutrals come in, right? Dragon and Herald and Baron. So this is where a lot of your fights are gonna want to be when you're ahead. So like coming back to the question of how to close out, mid tower is the hardest turret to kill, right? So that's why Herald is in the game. That's why Riot basically put this thing in the game, is to help break turrets. So it makes the game faster because for whatever reason they want the games to be more fast paced, for competitive or whatever. So right here, the goal is to make them fight, but to make them fight, you want to be starting Herald. So right here would have been a good opportunity to be starting Herald. And if they give the Herald, right, that's why neutral objectives exist. So the Herald can now be used to actually siege. And it's the same with Baron. It's the same with Fourth Dragon, right? You can't just turtle because there's neutral objectives, essentially.
So the right play here, would be I should start trying to get my support and go over there, sweep out that dragon pit, give vision, and like force a fight in the river. We win that.
Yeah, the Herald. The Herald.
Yeah, like look what their jungler is. Like we would win. Like this almost would agree with.
Yeah, like I would even say if we go back at some point, like you win the fight here, you win the fight. They're not resisting, right? They just keep fighting you. As soon as they're resistant to fighting, like here, now we can just take. Now we can push the wave and start Herald, right, straight away if they don't want to fight us. All right, so this Dragon Call, it's the same like point we were talking about recently, right? With the idea of neutral objectives are used to create fight scenarios, right? Like, of course you can take the dragon straight up, but you guys are winning the game. Why not give them an opportunity to double down on their losses and fight an even fight, which you will like 99%, 90% win, right? But you're starting the dragon without your teammates even being out on the map.
Right, it's like directly. I think I have an issue also that like don't like when I'm not doing it. Like, I have this sense of I have to be like getting value out of every second of every like.
Yeah, that's good.
No, it is. Yeah, sure, but not when I do stuff like this.
No, of course not. Like, I have the like all players that have a sense of urgency can get impatient, but it's a good trait to have. It's just the key is just knowing there's the option C, right? When there's literally no option, so we have to just be patient. That's like the very last option, but you should never consider that option. Whereas a lot of players, they will go to that option as a default. Like, just be okay with nothing happening and just be patient and wait for the enemy to make a mistake randomly, right? Instead of being proactive. So it's definitely a good habit. It's just it bites you in the ass, like you said, when you're not willing to do like the last option, which is when there's nothing else to do. right? So,
So,
being
can I,
okay with doing nothing.
can I ask you this? So all I've got is a sweeper. I should have had a red ward here, right? Or pink ward.
Sure.
Should I have swept this dragon pit and maybe hidden a bush on my ward, or what am I doing? Or do I go back into my jungle and hang out while my guys are coming?
So let's just assume you know they're gonna fight for dragon. You would pink the pit, sweep the 2 bushes, and be ready to go around and flank them and press Q ult and then start the fight. Assuming that
Okay.
like 90% of teams will walk through entrances near mid, right, instead of through side. So they'll all go through the Raptors area into this river entrance, right, rather than Tribush. It's very rare. So it's the same with Baron, right? When they check Baron, where do they go? They go through mid usually, or the
Yeah, if you hit,
entrances here.
yeah. So that makes so. I put my pink ward down. I sweep that area, right, so they can't
Correct.
see us coming. And then do I hide in like one
Tribush.
of the bushes? Do I go back? Fat bush down there.
Just the Tribush right here.
Okay.
And then once you start, like, people should be here, so you'll have vision of once they start walking in. As they're walking in, you can start advancing behind them.
That makes.
And then you have the second sweeper to know 100% if they see you behind, and then you can make a decision based on whether they see you or not.
I like that.
Because if they see you, it's still good, your position. Your position isn't based on... Your success isn't based on them seeing you or not. Because even if they see you, now they have to respect the bottom side or like the left side. And now they're getting pincered, right? So either way, even if they see you or don't, your positioning is still very good. Because the threat of you flanking them now changes their behavior anyway. Defending top. You chase, you turn, you kill. This is where I'd start thinking about Baron again, Eric. Especially post 2-3 items.
I remember this, and I think I actually was until what just happened there with that Jax and that Yordle died.
Yeah. I mean, that's unfortunate. I mean, that's just like, it is what it is, yeah. Alright. So now we're on the back foot again. They got Baron. Well, not back foot, but we gotta kind of just wait. Fight over Dragon, good turn. Now we gotta probably wait for the next Baron to like decisively end the game. But really tanky actually. Jesus. Mountain Soul. Oh wow, you actually end up dying. Alright. Yeah, so this is probably where I would say we want to be more reluctant to farm here, Eric, and value more positioning on the map than camps. So red's definitely important. Raptors is free because you take Raptors in 2 seconds. But Golems is probably too far because we've already pushed mid. These guys have a free timer. They're basically waiting for you. Right?
That's because the lane is pushed, right? Like, that would
They're
right.
active.
Top and bottom are kind of stalled out mid, but
All your
in the middle, mid's all the way in. You should be up there.
Correct. And also all your lanes are active, right? That's just one part. The second part is look at your lanes, how active they are. They're not willing to base. They're ready to move into the jungle or into river, right? But they need, or they don't need you, but you should be there with them.
Right. So is it fair to say this is affirmatively quite bad what I'm doing?
Extremely bad.
Derailing the whole game, and these guys are going to die because they're not going to be like, oh, he's doing his Krugs, what an idiot. We'll go back to base. They're going to just like do what they're going to do.
Yeah, they're gonna do what they're gonna do, and also it's not okay. Like again, it's like what we talked about before, where you can look at it as it's your teammate's fault, or you can look at it as your fault. Where
Oh,
your
my fault. I'm looking at it that way.
exactly, but exactly where your golems, the value of golems is totally diminished compared to the positioning on your team fight. Remember what we talked about before about the second, third dragon, where you had nothing to do, so you started it, but instead of starting it, you could have been patient, pink ward, sweep. Same situation, right? You want the red buff because it's good for team fighting. Then after red buff, you should be crossing, and you could have created the same situation where you can sit in the overback red bush, sweep, and whoever comes to ward, you can press Q and ult, right?
Got it.
That's what I mean by the value of positioning goes up, whereas camps go down in value because of the fact that people die so easily right now, right? Everyone's at 4 items, except for you. Like, both carries get one shot basically, right? Or they kill, or they one shot other people.
Right. So I went back and I got a giant spell with 300.
Yeah, that that giant spell doesn't do anything.
No. You're gonna see. It's gonna. I swear, it's gonna win the next team
All
fight.
right, let's go, baby. Oh shit, the giant spell.
Giant
Holy
spell.
moly. All right, well, we got the elder anyway.
I
But
needed all that extra hit points, and you say I almost died.
yeah, of course, of course. Well, so now I don't know how the game doesn't end here, Eric, but Elder Baron should be pretty much checkmate.
That's what I thought.
Okay, so here again, positioning. So this is going to be another feedback upon positioning. When you have Elder Baron, it's completely checkmate as long as you play, everyone plays their role properly, right? So Veigar misplays because he gets CC'd, etc. But you should be already ahead of the wave, right? You're walking with the wave. Don't back, like, keep going. I know Veigar might die here, but keep moving forward because Elder, it's just checkmate, right? Like, you can almost like 1v3, like you yourself if you get a 3-mana Moomill, right? So it's really just important here that you recognize this tower does not matter. You're level 18 with 5 items. The turret does not do damage to you. Like, it's going to take like 20 tower shots to kill you, right? So the main thing is just to get in their face because this is your job, right? You're a Mumu at 5-6 items. This is your role anymore. This is your role, not like one-shotting people with Leandries, right? Like you were at your first item. So your role has changed now. Now your job is to facilitate, create space, and CC people, right? So that your carries can hit. This is all you need to do here.
So when I see him step up, like before he got blown up, should
Yes.
I got up with him?
Yes, you should.
Like,
You should be in front of him.
Like, no matter where he goes, he's super fit. He's playing really well. Like, if I'm in front of him, we probably close the
100%. Obviously, you can backping too if you think you can't hold this space right here without going on them. Like, you just don't want to get hit for free, right? That doesn't make sense, right? But what you want to do is you do want to go forward and be in front always in these situations where you can start the fight, right? Your job is to start the fight. His job is to damage. His job is to damage. Lulu's job is to facilitate and stop the damage dealers from dying, right? And Jack's job is to threaten the backline. So everyone's got their own jobs that they accelerate, right? Accelerate at, right? Like Veigar is doing your job, and then you're doing Veigar's job, where it's almost as you're reversing the roles, but you clearly obviously don't do damage to the level he does, and you also don't you're not able to hit them from range, right? So it's like if you're a range champion here, and let's say you were you were Veigar here, like you switch positions. If they went on you right now, Veigar could easily potentially get a cage and kill one of these people, right?
totally. I guess what threw me for a loop was I wanted to kind of have the mobs come up. We could all hang out by this. But I think I should have realized he's doesn't want to do that, so I got to get with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of adaptation, yeah, for sure. But yeah, like I'm being, I guess it's specific to Elder Baron, like that combo. It's like it's checkmate and it's just checkmate. Like obviously it's not there. It didn't work, but it should just be completely checkmate if everyone plays their roles out, basically. So this is the problem, right? Once again, we're running to the same problem where there's a turret in front of us, so we can't play as forward as we want to. So sometimes the reality is that we need to wait for the next neutral again, because sieging, like look at the minion wave, right? It just dies in 1 second. So there's no minions to hit the turret, right? You can't just walk up and hit the turret. So it goes back to the same thing that we've been discussing, right? We need neutrals to end the game, essentially. So right here, there's just no fight. It's unfortunate as it is. You have to just wait again for another minute. If you find a pick like this is really good. But in general, this doesn't mean the game's over, because like look at the midwave, right?
Totally with us.
It's probably still better. Like even though you got to kill a Malphite and you wanted to keep going forward, even if you kill one more here, it doesn't actually do anything for the game. Because Elder and Baron is still what matters the most, right? So let's see, what was the summary for this game? It was we mainly talked about Herald. Ideally needs to have a range champ with it. I think that's or ideally willing to fight when you siege. What else did we talk about this game? Oh yes, I think the big point to work on is valuing position. Valuing fight positioning over camps. Yeah, so around +2 items, like it's not a set rule, but valuing fight positioning over camp value, something that's really holding you back from ending these games, right? These games should not be going to 45 minutes. Especially with the early game lead you've been getting, Eric.
Well, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like it's obvious that I'm doing something really, really wrong. And it sounds like that's the answer, or one of the.
Yeah, it's the two-part component. It's the camps, it's the unwillingness to look to play around Baron, like make them face check or start it, or like just making it a situation where they have to either check the Baron or you get the Baron, basically, right? You put them in a dilemma. Another confusing 40-minute win. Let's see.
Well, I think I may have the answer now.
All right, well, let's just skim through this game and just we'll see if there's any other points we can get out of the VOD.
Like, was this wrong? I die here, which didn't help me at all. I thought this was a really quite a clever play.
Yeah, this is very good. I think you just panicked here. So big thing with this is not necessarily feedback. I just want you to process this as an experience you've experienced, right? So, and I just want to explain this to you. So you're versing double AP, right? So what that means is that they're ability based champs, right? For them to do damage, it's based on abilities. So when their abilities are down, the difference between AP champ and AD champ is that when they're an AD champ, even if they don't have abilities, their auto attacks tend to do a lot of damage, right? Compared to an AP champ. So a Morgana auto attacking here is like nothing. Like it's a little tiny hit. A Galio full comboing you looks scary right now, but the reality is, had you kept fighting him, he's got no juice left.
Got it.
So none of these guys have any juice left, right? Their cooldowns are 10, 12 seconds. So all they've got left is auto attacks, and this is where Amumu comes in, right? And you have Conqueror and your E. This is where if they can't one-shot you, you just out DPS them, right? Because of your E passive getting the cooldown reset and Conqueror. So this is where you should have just stand and bang and just keep hitting this guy. And if the Morgana wants some action, then you can flash auto E him, right? But you don't have to force it. Like you have to make Morgana choose. Do I want to risk dying to Amuru by getting queued or getting flash E'd? Or do I, but I need to help my Galio because the Galio is losing health fast, right? So basic idea is like be more comfortable with versing AP champs when their abilities are down, right? Even if you're quite low. Like you got down to half HP pretty fast, right? But they got nothing left in the tank. Whereas, like, let's say you verse the Urgot, right? And he full comboed you, he's still gonna hit you pretty hard, right? So it's like that's what I mean, the difference between AP and AD champs.
I was deliberately trying to be kind of here, like have them walk that way.
Yeah, this one is just unfortunate because your Rakan is topside. So I don't think this is just a good gank in general because it's just a straight 2v2, right? And MS needs to take the wave. Ideally, you just link up with Rakan here and maybe gank mid or something and then go grubs because your Rakan is just contesting the grubs while you're not contesting grubs. Like, we're not on the same page here with our support. Yeah, this is good. Rakan's here, waves pushing in, and they're greeting to overextend. Also very good. Once again, just reiterating, right? Galio full combos you. It looks dicey, but the reality is you could stand there for like 4 or 5 seconds, and he couldn't be able to kill you, right? Just going back to the principle of like AP champs are generally burst based, so as long as you survive their burst, they usually have nothing left. Oh, never mind. This is hard. You had to move out there.
The surprisingly, the Nautilus top really haven't.
Yeah, that's true.
Like I actually didn't think that Urgot would match Grub.
Yeah, Urgot just skipped his wave. It's more like, wow, they actually. Oh, okay. They actually didn't know you were there. It was just Ward and then Morgana insta Q. Okay. This is a good look. Only criticism I have here is just holding your Q, because it's unnecessary to Q him when he's walking into you, right? So you don't have to Q him until he is out of your auto attack range. Really good usage of your E. Yeah, everyone you just got like multiple E's off. It's really good. Pokemon giving you the free E's. Well, I've not seen you not activate your W so far, so very good. Picked up the habit pretty quickly.
Trying. I don't know. There's lots of other videos you could see where you wouldn't say that.
Alright. Alright, so this game you're actually not that far ahead, so nothing crazy here.
I took
guess
that
your
tower
team
because I
is
figured I could make better use of the gold than the Nautilus top lane.
Oh, for sure. And also you're already here, right? It's like you're already physically here. Might as well do it.
Well, no, I mean the whole thing. Well, my design from the minute I went in that top lane.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's true as well. I would agree with that. The teams making a play on the bot side, you gotta make use of their time somehow, right? I think we talked about it in the first or second mod. Same concepts. They had a bot fight, you guys took 2 towers mid and then went top side. That was good. It's just as long as you don't end up obviously dying. Right here, another Baron timer. Right, there's 4 people dead. You're playing Amira with Leandres. You should be able to hit Baron here for free.
So here's an issue you may not be aware of based on your own experience. To
People
rally
coming.
people to leave that dragon and go to the Baron is extraordinarily difficult.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Like, but you have to call it, right? Like, I'm not saying
Yeah,
it's
okay,
guaranteed,
you're right.
but you have to actually call it. And then if they disagree and then go to Dragon, then it is what it is, right? We adapt, but we need to be
That's
willing
a good
to
point.
do it.
I can't, having not tried, I can't take that position.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess this VOD might just be a reiteration of the same feedback I want you to work on for this week. It's
I think it
the
probably is.
sorry.
I think it probably is.
Yeah, so it's like it's a similar feedback. Or is camp value versus positioning, right? Fight position. Like, unless you know there's literally no chance that there's going to be any conflict in the river, like we need to be ready to fight. So actually, I'm not saying don't do your camps here, Eric. I'm just saying that you should never ever base here, right? This giant spell. Oh, sorry. It's not a giant spell again. It's a cloth armor. This cloth armor does not do anything for you. You need to be in
Fair
position.
enough. You know, I think I heard you. I think I almost thought of you saying a similar comment as I was based there about like you're getting nothing.
Yes. Yes.
But then the thing went off and played.
Yes, like this is really bad by you. Yes, it's good you pinged back, but you should be going there right now. And then off whatever happens, then you can play the situation out.
That makes, and that might be the turning point right there. It's not being.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they're getting free 4vs5s for no reason, right? Well, not for no reason, for like 60 gold and like a cloth armor buy. This one, I'm just confused why your team's not here. Obviously could have held ulti a little bit longer, but yeah, your team not being here is a bit weird.
Like by this point, I feel like this Urgot is too big for almost to deal with.
I would disagree, but yes, he's very strong. You need a combination, right? You need a combination of CC and damage, and given Ari is your strongest member, she should definitely be topside with MF or Nautilus or you, right? So you need the combination of CC and damage, and Ari seems to be the guy with the most gold. Or actually, MF's very strong too. Sorry, MF or Ari plus CC would definitely kill this Urgot, right? But
That makes.
yeah, we needed a combination, either or. But we got like kind of got a 2v1. Ideally, you 3-man this guy and just give Dragon, to be honest. 4th Dragon's not worth losing the game over, essentially, right? Because if Urgot gets the inhib, then what's stopping him? If you somehow trades 1-for-1, there's potentially a double inhib for 4th Dragon, which is definitely not worth the trade. Yeah, this is good pings, right? We need pushouts. Like, we don't play the game if the minions are coming in our base. Good ulti as well. They're just that strong. Yeah, I'm surprised. This is a confusing win for me too. This looks very, very hard because Urgot keeps getting free skirmishes instead of getting hit by carries while being CC'd, right? It's always like he gets the isolation kills. We're scraping by. We've got an open Nexus. Fight positioning, right? So this is really good. It's just your teammates weren't aware, or you weren't aware your teammates are for some reason walking away from you, right? This is actually really good positioning.
So here's what happened though. I thought when these guys walked in the bush, we were all gonna like pounce on them and they were gonna die.
I agree.
I think my teammates, I don't know what they thought, but I should have been paying, right?
Yes, of course. And if they don't listen, it's sort of like the Baron situation again, right? If they don't listen, you adapt and start walking away from the bush because you only operate if your 8 carries are close to you when you CC them, right? Watch when you CC them, what happens. What follow-up just happened? An REQ that missed, right? 0 follow-up. And MF ults after your CC, so it's like, they're not ready at all. And they're walking away from you for whatever reason. So like summary of the reviews, like I guess there wasn't a lot of points, right? But there's small, not a lot of points, but very important skills to work on. With like helping your games be less 40-minute, 45-minute bangers where you're not sure who's gonna win, basically.